How many jokes I'm up to now? It's just flying away.
Never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
By the gods, I don't even know what to say.
I never would have believed it.
Out
I
with
hadn't
it.
seen it with my own eyes.
It may be dead now, but where did it come from?
A few days ago, some thieves from Riften broke in here and stole it. Can you imagine? Took the only thing of value we had. If you have the guts to head into the Ratway and get my bow back, I'll pay you what I can.
Got it.
Thanks. It'll be nice to have it back. Means a lot to me. Are you kidding me? We're all alone out here except for a few guards who couldn't give a damn about us. We make easy pickings for thieves looking to steal everything we worked so hard for. Not only did they take my bow, but they took all of our coin as well. Nothing's sacred to these people. I bumped into them when I was coming back to my farm after buying supplies. I know those lowlifes took it with them back to the Ratway. They left an unmistakable stench behind. It was a family heirloom. I can't even put a price on how much that thing means to me. The Ratway is somewhere under Riften. Shouldn't be too tough to find.
After we're raw. Draven's become more bitter than ever. He hates this.
I have work if you've got the backbone. Huh?
What?
Looking for wood.
No.
the waiting, the insufferable waiting.
So, has my bow turned up yet?
Yep.
That's it. You found it. I don't know how you got it back, and I don't want to know. Frankly, I don't even care. I'm just so glad to see it again. Here, this is all I can afford to give you as compensation. Hope it's enough. Dragons, thieves, and war. I should have stayed in Morrowind.
That'd burn some calories.
Yes?
No. Yep. That's a vertical wall. In the water. No straw anywhere.
You must take the lexicon. Free me of my burden.
Okay.
The memories, I cannot stand them. You must take them away, return them to Avuntionzel.
Oh.
You must take the lexicon from me. Please, take it now.
Alright.
You must bring it to Avuntionzel. In the west, return it to them. It must go back.
Never attribute. That word's got too many syllables. I can't pay attention that long. You got like 2, maybe 2.5 syllables before I can, you know. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
Stop. I won't go back to Avuntionzel. I won't.
I don't know about never, but I'd say possibly. Have to think about it. All the razors, Harlans, Occam's razor, isn't that a thing? If I agree with that one. I wouldn't necessarily say never. Although they kind of go together. Not really. I mean, malice is like smart, planned evil. My aunt, my great aunt, says, of course, you know, it's when I swear, or somebody uses a curse word, adult word, whatever. She says, curse words are a forceful expression of a feeble mind. And I say, well, I may be feeble-minded, but that's part of being human. We have this stolen ability to use our minds. And this divine power of intelligence is beyond our thieving ability. Fishing?
Here, I want you to have this. Don't ask, just take it.
Is it a lexicon?
Need something?
I'm
waiting.
Maybe.
You know Belethor's shop in Whiterun? That'd be a good place to start. He carries all sorts of things like that.
Let's see. Harlan's razor, Occam's razor. When I think of razors, I think of insults. Be like Martin Lawrence's razor is Yo Mama.
All right then.
Whoa. What happened to that lady? Looks like she had a little too much ale. Ooh, Vegeta. No relation to Vegeta.
I won't go back to a
Moustache, 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 moustache. Okay, she's in Helping Hand. Help her cure her skooma addiction. Oh, you can distribute religious literature to her. Can help the Jarl of Riften uncover the illegal skooma trade in town. Oh, she's not really critically important. Necessarily. And that Forsworn armor. Mm-hmm. Swims in deep water. Wonder if he's any relation to Hall's ropes faster.
Tidings.
Season's greetings.
Of course.
Read the list of fair weather fish. An entire list of fish to catch? Okay.
That doesn't change anything.
Do I have to cook too?
What? No!
You want them fresh, huh? You want them for your fish tanks. Gotcha.
You expect me to believe that?
You want to breed them? Okay.
It speaks the truth.
He's into fish sex. Alrighty.
My thanks to you.
Sure, sure. Fishing, huh?
You need to leave.
What? Fine, jerk
You
man.
must leave immediately.
He's like, get out of here.
Tidings.
But help me.
Need something?
It's yours now. I won't take it back. I won't.
Sure, in her lexicon. If you never listen to anyone, you lack empathy. It's a very difficult balance. Well, the important part is that you listen to me. Everyone else, you know. Advanced chancel. There we go. I do listen to you. I didn't. Well, that's good. That means my mic's working. I appreciate that, Neons. I hope that my perspectives provide enlightenment. Maybe it'll help on your light bill. I listen to you too. I looked up the mods and stuff that you dropped in the chats, and I'm like, okay, I get it. These are cool. I'm gonna get them. I didn't yet. Today was kind of a busy day. Mostly because I spent all day yesterday streaming. Not really. Actually, I just had shit to do today. I wound up getting some gems cut. That's pretty cool. I cut 4 gems. 2 amethyst and 2 topaz. Topaz is my favorite. It always does a nice job cutting. I don't know why either. It's a hard-ass stone. I was cutting it on a worn 1000 grit diamond lap. It's a flat disc, and it's got 1000 grit all across it. And, you know, it spins in a circle, and I just push really, really hard. Eventually it wears it down. Yep, 1000 grit. That's what does most of my final polish just before the actual polish. I usually polish them on my desk with 2000 grit. And with colored stones, you're supposed to do 10,000 grit polish. With diamonds, 50,000 grit polish. If it's a competition diamond, you can even give it 100,000 grit kiss. That's why they look at them through loops. It's just to check all the polish grade. I don't know. You know what's painful is when I'm gripping, because I do it by hand, and I got this thing spinning, and it's like Whoa. I need to put a shirt on. So what happens is I'll be grabbing the stone, you know, I'll try to like this guy. So this is a piece of topaz. It's pretty basic on the back. It's just a pyramid shape. But then you can kind of see that from the front of it, from the white lines, I've got like a different base facet going on. It's like, it's not even. The side facets are turned a little bit. I don't think it's really gonna show. It's like these facets are skinny up here and wide down here. Anyways, I'm trying to like do it, and I gotta grip it and hold it on the flat part in a certain way, and what I'll do it like that, and I'm like, I don't want to jeopardize the cut, because if you screw one up, you got to do all fucking 4 of them. And that's actually what happened with this thing. It was originally just going to be a plain, even, straight edge, but it wound up turning on me, and I was like, let's turn all 4 of them. And it turned out. But anyways, so I'll be pushing on it like that, right? And then this part of my fingernail will start grinding, and I can feel it get hot. That means it got down to the quick, and like I've eaten this thing down a lot of times, and then this one too, and then my thumbnail a little bit. But for the most part, you know, you wind up with a nice little blinky blink. That's gonna look good when I put it in a finding. That's pretty cool stone. And then I got this one, and these haven't been polished either. They'll get a little bit brighter when I polish them. But see how I got the angle on the back facets? If you get it just right, it'll kind of show itself and then disappear. Like this bottom one, it's clear, white, clear, white. And that's how you get your brilliance, is from that angle being just perfect. And the hard part about a stone is you can be like, on paper, you're like, all right, this angle, this angle, this angle. But the fact is, you can have a piece of quartz, and it's silicon with 2 oxygens, but the bonds can be different. There's alpha quartz and beta quartz is the stronger quartz. And so you can have this crystal point, which the end member is the cleanest, most purest crystal. But then if you're cutting something from the middle, then you'll wind up with different bonds, so it'll refract the light differently. And so you really, it's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, a lot of people, if you're selling stones, you want brilliance, brightness. That's what attracts people's eyes. And I think it's brilliance, color, and size. No, brilliance, color, shape, then size. Because if you got a big one but it's colored bad, nobody's gonna buy it. That's called a boulder. And if you got a nice color but it's dull, it's not bright, nobody's gonna buy it. So that's why you polish it. I mean, I got plenty of color in this purple one, but it's not bing. If you take this one and one right next to it that's brilliant, the brilliance is gonna sell. Brilliance, then color, then shape. It's a cool shape, then size. And this is another one. This is a purple one. It's an amethyst. I need to straighten this one out a little bit. You can even kind of see there's 2 surfaces here, and that's when I hold it, and then I try to correct it, and that's when I burn my fucking fingers. And I got this other little amethyst, but it's kind of pale in comparison. But this thing was a freaking diva. It's like full of cracks on the corner, and so I had to grind it out. It turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. And I got this little piece of fluorite that I did. It's got them radians in it. I wound up making it like the end has two spots. Instead of making it just flat, it's a slight like barrel shape, and so each of them have their own back facet, which gives it that triangle in the middle. I don't know. It's kind of fun cutting stones. Luster. Doesn't want to lust after some natural property processing. Oh man, polish matters so much. I mean, like when I put water on them, they get so much clearer. And this thing, looking at it, it looks like it just has a problem in it, but it's because I don't know if I can get it to show. There's a big scuffy mark right here, and it's got like lines. Like when I grind, the wheel is going like this, and so it makes those kind of lines in it. And so I'll push on it and turn it. And this one, I mean, I'm pushing, and you got to be careful. If you push too hard on one corner or the tip, it'll eat down. You gotta pull it off and check it. And it's once I polish it up, you might see me on stream occasionally. I'm trying to avoid snacking in exchange for polishing. And so if I ever look like I'm self-pleasuring, it's actually because I'm a good time. I shouldn't do that on stream. But it's because I'm rubbing it on this 2000 grit cerium oxide paper and trying to get it to shine. So the polish on it does matter a lot. It makes a stone that you can't see through into a stone that you can see through. Where do I got another one? Like this. Can't really see through that, but you can see through that. That's what polish does right there. This is a really clean piece of rose quartz. But yeah, that's this looked opaque like that until I polished it. This stone. This is an Imperial Topaz neons, and it's got an inclusion in it. It's not a problem. This thing's like 3 carats maybe. Imperial Topaz, properly cut and properly polished, is supposed to be about $400 a carat. But like I say, it's in the eye of the beholder. I don't know. This one is more of a brownish 1.9 times 5. So 2 grams is almost 10 carats. So it's 9 carats. There's a 9 carat topaz. So theoretically that would be like $3 grand or something for a chunk this big. I don't know, that's debatable. But I wanted to cut a stone on my birthday, and I did. Turns out to be this little brown thing. I call it the butthole stone. I don't know why. It's so stupid. It's brown. It's a brown stone. I have some sapphire actually. Hold on. So, the main 4 are harder to get. And then you go 5 and 6 would be amethyst and topaz, which I just showed you. But the main 4, the diamond, fucking diamonds. You want to get like a 2 carat rough diamond, you're talking like $200. And for like 3 chunks of this orange quartz, this orange citrine, it's like $5. Why am I going to spend $200 on a tiny little rock? And I don't even know. I spent, let's see, I don't know what I did with it, honestly. I have some friggin' sapphire that I bought. Friggin', I'll have to find it. But it's so tiny. It's like 2 carats, and I paid like $10 for it. Then I wound up getting some lab grade sapphire. big chunk. It's 20 bucks. See if we can get some better light on it. Oh, I know. We need the spreadsheet. There. And I wound up, yeah, it's got bright blue. And so I cut the back sides of it off. And I gave one of them to Gladys Simon. Where'd the other freaking one go? Oh, it's in the laboratory, but I wound up taking one of these chunks and making a little it's a smaller version of this. Just a tiny little one. But it's rewarding doing the jewelry, cuz like I wound up, and you just buy a prong setting and bend the prongs around it. Thinking about like I'm gonna mold this prong setting into like a shape that'll fit this a little bit better. But then like some of the jewelry that I give, people wear it. I did this one, let's see, it's a amethyst and chrome dioxide, and it came off. It really sucks. So now I'm planning on setting it in this gold setting, but it's got like this leaf, and I need the leaf to be even, so I've got to put 2 more extra prongs on here. But I gave this to a girl, and we went to dinner, and then the waitress said, "Oh wow, I like your necklace." And it was like, "Oh, I made that." So it's a testament to taking the time to learn what you're doing and stick to it. If was that 1% we were talking about, and 1% doesn't even have to be every day. There's 6-month periods where I go without shaping any gems. But after 7 years, I got jewelry that I can wear. I wear this thing, this chrome dioxide. I was wearing this, and I went to a rock shop. And another thing is picking the right chain, because it's one thing to have this stone on a setting, but that chain sets it off too, doesn't it? Having that big, long, large loop, it kind of goes with it, the way that it shows off the metal around it. And I wear it into this rock shop, and this gal's like, "Oh wow, what's that?" And I'm like, "Chrome dioxide," with my confident voice. And she's like, "Wow, that's really expensive." So to get a piece of chrome dioxide about this size would be like $500, just because they're usually small. I mean, like a 1-carat piece of chrome dioxide, the size of like a wedding ring, you're talking like 10 bucks. But once you get up to about 5 carats, then they're really hard to find. And so this is the result of probably $100 worth of chrome dioxide I bought, and then just shaping it and winding up, finding the one that didn't fall apart. But then, like, I've got this garnet one that I made, and I can wear this all the time, and it gets me compliments. I was at the bar Saturday, and a gal came up to me and said, "Wow, I really like your necklace." The cool thing is I had a white shirt on, so it really shows off the color of it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I do that on social media. Would you like to connect on Facebook or Instagram?" And then I got another follower. So it's kind of, starting a jewelry commissioning business. I probably should. Yeah, that orange citrine, it's beautiful. It's good citrine. And it's a good exam. I'm almost done showing stones, I promise. But I talk about them a lot. But here's an example of like a bright orange, and then like a brown orange. And then I've also got, this one has a natural set of faces on it. This is an actual tip. That's why it's so clean. It's the top of the crystal. And so it kind of naturally reflects that brilliance. But then I got, where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? This one. This one's probably got some of the best color out of the orange citrine. So when I talk about the brilliance and then the color, makes a difference. Color is what people buy. Durability. Durability too. I mean, that's one of the things about platinum, is it doesn't tarnish. It's a forever metal, sort of. Buy a few pieces. Oh, I appreciate that, man. That's freaking awesome. I need to shape more stones, but at the same time, it's a bitch. I was cursing and swearing at that that bright topaz. It's like, how in the fuckity bullshit? I was swearing at it. It was not being nice to me, because I straightened up the base and it was turned. And I had straightened up the top, and then all the faces were turned. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's not easy being cheesy. I don't know, it's a lot of work. And then, like, I got this opal. I shaped an opal, and I wouldn't part with that thing for less than $500. But at the same time, its value is more like maybe $100. I don't know. But then, like, people don't know what they're buying really either until you buy enough of it. I'll show you an example. There's a website called Gem Select, and they sell gemstones. Imagine that, right? Nope, wrong one. This one? Speed holes. There you go. So you can come in here and see what it costs to buy a chunk of something. Chrome dioxide. Cheap, 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 cheap. Very affordable in small pieces. But look at this. See this triangle here? They don't meet. And also this one's nice. It's got good meats. This one's got a bad meat. It was cut too deep. And see how these are kind of different size? That's a problem. Because that shape has to do with its ability to refract the light. Or you look at this one over here, it's got a problem on that one. I guess you can't really see the mouse. Oh, okay, yeah, you can see the mouse there. Like a jewelry equivalent of a vice grip. It's called Dop Wax. Let's see if I can pull that up. Ultra Tech. It's the accessories that'll get you. Look at that. 8-inch lap, $300. Fucking kidding me? These are the BAT and the BAST laps. BA5T 10 versions. You can get them, like the Dark Side lap is for intermediate. But here's the thing. You can't cross-contaminate. Most people tell you, like, they'll cut with like a 600, and then they'll go to a 1200, and then they'll go to a 5000 grit, and then an 8000 grit, or something like that. So if I'm gonna cut like I'm supposed to and do like I got my 1000 centered lap, which, funny thing, these are 8-inch. I'll buy the 6-inch Chinese ones, $12. And you've seen the results. I mean, I still get the ladies. They still are like, I like your gems. So it's in the eye of the beholder. But if you're going to sell an investment grade piece of jewelry, and I'm asking you specifically, Neons, if you got the lottery money, you don't want to get taken advantage of. You don't want the thief to get away. So if you're gonna buy a $5,000 piece of jewelry, or let's even step it up. Let's say you're gonna buy a $20,000 necklace, big old, lots of rocks on it, you know, 20 grand. You want to know that it was cut with the best. And so that's when we get into this kind of stuff. Ultratech is the best. And $309. Because I'll do the 1,000, but then I got to do the 2,000, and another $309 for the 5,000, and another $309 for the 10,000, and another $309 for the 50,000. And you got to keep them clean. People will post about, oh, my lap's got a divot in it, because you'll put the stone on a dop, and that's what I was trying to show you. But then it'll come off, and boom, you screwed up your lap. So an expensive mistake. My faceter, oh, here's the diamond laps, the 8-inch ones, but I use the 6, they're fine. But my final polish lap for my faceter is, it's one of these like $159, $169. It's a pure tin, and it works. I mean, like I've got quartz that I did with the faceting machine, and it's stellar. I'm pretty proud of it. It's so bright. Probably have to pull it out of the thing. But it's a very bright. I mean, the brilliance on it alone is just magnificent. That mirror finish on it. And I didn't even do as good of a job as I should or could. But let's see. Faceting machines. You can get fancy. They sell like $300-400 machines, but and there's one of my viewers. I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder how he's doing. Honest Gas Handmade, and he did a lot of wire wraps. And so he bought one of the cheap $500 faceting machines, kind of similar to that. But the problem is you can't do 90 degrees because it, like the machine, the mast and the mandrel extend too far out, and he had to cut a doorway. These guys use rubber bowls, so you can actually bend the bowl out of the way, and that's what this hook is for. So you bend it down and then you turn the hook and it grabs it, and that way you can do the edge facets. The problem there is that it flings water out, so that's when you put the bolt. And like this guy, this older analog one, they've got the door. Sometimes they'll have like a little slide-in door thing. I've got a thing that I swing out of the way and then I swing it back, just for doing edge faceting. My actual faceter, I have a bowl that I'll take off and set aside, and it flings water everywhere. But it gets the job done. This right here, fantasy cut. So see this circle? That's how they cut reverse angles. So instead of like this, you can cut like this and polish. And that's how they get gems that are really thin, but still have all the brilliance. The shininess. And so that, like, this mandrel chuck has this brass dop in it, and I actually need to get some dops. I need to get some tiny dops to fix a ring for Colette. So these dop sets, and I'm going to be ordering one of these soon. I got the 4 to 8 for, I think I paid $109 2 years ago. They've gone up in price. But I'm going to get the 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because I need a 2mm, because the stone is 2.5. So I've got to have it something smaller than 3 so that I can spin it and cut the edge facets on it. 3.6 carat sapphire? I'm in the wrong business. Yeah, that's a lesson in business. You know, if there's a gold rush, the people who make the money are the people selling the shovels and pickaxes. I mean, you look at an OnlyFans model and say she's making money. But what about the platform developers? Running my own jewelry place, I'd like for it to catch on. My cutting style is different. I break rules. I do. There's rules, and I see where they're true, but it is it. One man's trash is another man's treasure. All these things, man, they're a fucking lamp. Are you kidding me? $106 for a lamp. Hold down rods. Ah, the transfer jig. Fuck you and your transfer jigs. I made my own transfer jig. I should actually put that one online. I made my own transfer jig. I bought a 90-degree bar. It's like 4 feet long. Solid steel. 1/4-inch steel. Like an I-beam, but smaller. And I bought that and lumped it and then turned it back to back. So it's 2 L's, right? And I bolted that fucker together like that. So I've got this long skinny channel. This long channel. And the dop will rest, you know, right in the middle of that. Kind of, that is a bad example. But anyways, what I did is I got this, you know, channel, and I cut a V in it with the bandsaw. And that's where the stone meets up. And those dops line up perfect. I was talking about meet points. When you go to transfer, if your table's turned or it's not centered, it'll fuck you over and you'll just sit there struggling. It's like having a level with a crooked bubble in it, and you hold the level up there, and you gotta hold it on the same side every time, otherwise it'll be like, wait, no, I turned it this way, and you flip the level over, you straighten it out, you check it again, it's like, no, check it again, no. But that transfer jig worked out. I think it cost me like 25 bucks. What's this premium sliding transfer fixture? 600 bucks. And the regular ones are like $200-300 or something. I don't know. Oh, these are for fantasy cutting. The copper ball, the wooden ball, the copper cylinders. That's how you do fantasy cuts, the reverse cuts. V5 mast for fantasy machine, $4,000. It's outrageous. Oh, there you go. Transfer fixture. Mine kind of looks like this. I got little things that flip over, and I can tighten the screw down if I need to. I don't have push slides, but I don't need them. I just push it manually. Because, I mean, that's outrageous. But I get it. There's a lot of money in this stuff. And the thing is, not a lot of people buy this, so they've got to charge more for it if it was popular. But look at that. 64 gear, 80 gear. I think I have a 64, but I can't cut triangles. Because you can't divide 64 by 3. Don't they have 90s or something like that? How do you... These extra little things are cheaters. So if you need to cheat the stone, or let's say you glued it on and it didn't glue straight, you can just adjust your gear a little bit to line it up. Yeah, what is the math on that? Yeah, 72. That's how you cut triangles. 72 divided by 3 is 24. But 64 doesn't divide by 3. I can't cut a frickin' triangle. An hour making sure my desk, monitor, and TV on the wall lined up. It's sitting a whole foot to the left. I'd probably like that. I have a place for everything and everything in its place, sort of. You know, when you're in the thick of it. But I like to take my remote control and I set it right there, lined up with the foot of the monitor, TV monitor thing. Let's see. Target dops help you center things. Where's the dop wax? A girdle of liner. Oh, you put this on the machine so that you can help line it up flat with the face of it. Oh man, you can get a dust cover. $45. I mean, you could put a bag over it, you know, 45 cents, but the trash bag doesn't have the logo. Alcohol lamp. Lap score. Nobody scores laps anymore. Who the f do they think they are? Polishing supplies. There we go. Ultra laps. These are just pieces of paper, or well, plastic. It's basically like using this cerium oxide stuff. Then these are for the bat laps, those metal laps that are $300. And you get chrome oxide, which is for like emeralds, and not because it's green, but because I can't polish a sapphire, a corundum. I can't use sandpaper to polish it. It's like I could take a piece of sandpaper and the sapphire goes whoosh, and it's still the same, but that sandpaper is smooth as paper. It totally eats the sand right off of it. They got, yeah, 325 cutting grit, 600 cutting grit, 1200, 3000 polish, 8000 polish, 14,000, and 100,000. Dop wax, there you go. So you use the alcohol lamp and you melt this stuff onto the dops, and that's what holds the stone. But a lot of people don't use dop wax anymore. It's faster to use. Like some people use super glue. I don't like that because it's too, it seeps into the stone's cracks. Like, not cracks, but if you don't have a good enough polish. I've used hot glue. You can get, there's different types of hot glue. There's industrial strength hot glue, and then there's crafts. And, you know, like if you're doing crafts at home, hot glue, and the difference is like $15 for the glue gun versus $45 for the glue gun. And I mean, I've actually been using the $15 one and it works pretty well, but the thing is, after time, like let's say I have something on the dop for a couple of months before I get back to it. I've had a piece of topaz on there for 2 years. The hot glue will let go. So I've been using JB Weld's 5-minute epoxy, the clear epoxy. Not the metallic epoxy, but the clear stuff. It does great. Holds the stone on there, and then you take a razor and you chip at the back end of it, and it lets loose. It's kind of like a liquid suction cup. $5,625 degrees. Trying to figure out how to cut a triangle with 64 units of separation. Liquid suction cup. Well, you know, that's kind of how it works. The problem is, here's a problem, is that you'll have the glue, and you want the glue out to the edge so it'll really grab the stone. But then if you have to cut extra deep, and you accidentally cut into the JB weld a little bit, boom, your stone comes off. It's happened twice. I didn't screw up my lap or nothing, because you know, it's on a bigger grit lap. It's not on the polished lap. Well, I mean, it's an uneven triangle. That's the problem. That's why 64s don't really make for good triangles. It's all in how you want. Oh, look at that, motherfucker! At Tucson. I think the rock and gem shows happening or coming up. The world's largest rock and gem fair event or something like that. I'm trying to think of what it is. In Tucson, Arizona, every year around February. Tucson Gem Shows. Key to Ultratech's lapidary product plan. Tucson Gem Shows typically run from mid-January to mid-February. Oh, it's going on right now, okay. Exhibits at the main event, known officially as the Tucson Gem and Mineral Society Show. Because you'll go down there and there's... people will set up around their car in a Holiday Inn. They'll go to a hotel and then they'll just set up their tent, that, you know, this little tent area or whatever they've got, their table or whatever, and they'll have rocks for sale. But then there's the main event, and I suppose at $5,000 a machine, they're probably in there selling it. They probably hired some people who know how to sell. These guys, they're probably getting commissions. You need to buy this rock. You want to buy some rocks? They're shiny rocks. They're colorful rocks. They'll get you laid. That's cool. I've got some of their products. Their dops and poly. Oh, there you go, sapphire. See, is that one showing? Yeah, that's a sapphire. That blue. It's formed inside of marble. Let's see if I can move it over a little bit. Yeah, that's a sapphire right there. Sapphire crystal. It's opaque, but as it grows out, it becomes clearer. 4 different possible solutions. Every single one of them is an isosceles triangle. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with an isosceles triangle. That's what this guy is. It's great. I mean, this thing works. You just can't call it a trillion. And, you know, it's all in what you're trying to do. It depends. I do have a lot of fun with stones, though. They're fun to cut. It's surprisingly cheap buying rough stones. I mean, it's ridiculous. I get, like... Here's a, this is the other candidate for... Let's see, where is it at? For that big triangle one. So somebody told me, I'm like, what's your favorite color? And they said clear. Got an idea. Here's what's funny. So we were talking about how the triangles have to meet up, right? And if you're looking at the gem and you can see through the middle, it's called a different thing. If you're buying gems, you call it a window and you say it's a problem. Your gem has a window in it. But if you're selling gems, you call it a portrait cut. which is technically what this is. It's a portrait cut because it's got a window in it. You can see right through. Very windowy. And so I was like, okay, a window, that's perfect for clear. If somebody wants clear, I'll give them a window. And this was the other candidate. And this one's got like this dirt on it. Still got the original matrix on it. And I can tell it was sawn. It was sawn down this side and sawn on the bottom. But the rest of it, this is the natural outside surface. And this is the top and bottom are the natural cleave points. That's where topaz cleaves off. So that's how I can tell it's a real stone, is because it doesn't. I always get it colloid. It's not colloid. It's I always have to look this one up. Conchoidal. Glass has a conchoidal fracture. Oh, there's some guy in the way. Glass has a conchoidal fracture and topaz has a flat cleave. But I can get like 5 of these for $5. And then I wind up cutting a little stone like this out of it. And then the other 4 of them don't really turn into anything. There's just, you know, too much dirt in it, or it's cracked, or it's too small, or it's too off color. Grind all my money away, take it out, sit in awe at how shiny they are. True story, the butthole stone is part of a giant lot. Oh, there it goes. So much for my $4,000 topaz. It's part of a giant lot that I saw somebody selling, and they were going to put them in the bottom of their fish tank. All this imperial topaz, and they thought, because they thought it was citrine, as like discolored citrine. But I was looking at the crystal structure, and it's like, no. You look at these, and you can tell a lot of it was alluvial, which means it was washed, and like a mountain grows, and then the weather wears it away, and then the rocks come down, and the gems are exposed, and then they roll down the hill, and the water turns the path, and they wash down and get embanked in it. And think about the big storms where it's like, and the dirt's coming, and all that kind of stuff. And so all these stones were lightly tumbled. Not all of them, but almost all of them were lightly tumbled. And it's like, oh yeah, I was going to put those in the bottom of my fish tank. It's like, good thing you didn't. It's worth a lot of money. I don't know, I could talk gems for a long time. And you can put them in a tumbler. Tumble it up. I like to put my drinks in a tumbler. That's dumb. Let's see, where's one of them cheap fasteners? If you really want to get into it, and you're on a budget, I would recommend getting a bench grinder. That's actually what I did for my faceting machine. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to take a picture so you can see this shit. I got this really old, like 1920s faceting machine. So I don't have an Ultratech faceting machine, but it still has the mast and the mandrel and all the gears and everything like that. And then it's got the base, and there's a transmission, which is just 2 pulleys. And so the table has a belt that goes to the transmission, which is on an arm with a spring. And then the other gear has a belt that goes to the motor. And that way when the motor is shaking, that transmission absorbs all the shock and the table doesn't vibrate. It just spins smooth and beautiful. And the motor went out like right away. This thing was given to me. It was sitting in a garage, and the motor just burned out. And the thing is, the motors on these facetors are multi-speed motors. That's expensive. That's expensive. Because like a power drill, it's a multi-speed drill, but I mean, to run that thing for like 5 hours non-stop, it'll get pretty hot on you. So they put expensive motors on these, and I was like, well, I don't really care about the multi-speed operation. I'm just trying to get this thing up and going. So I took this little blender motor off, and I put a bench grinder on there. Because it was like 35 bucks. So you can go get a bench grinder for like $35, and then you can get these laps, these 12-inch or 6-inch $12 laps. So you can get enough to start faceting by hand. You can get a hot glue gun and put it on a nail. You could get faceting for under $100. Just saying. But then, like these things, I think Honest Gas bought this green one. And if you notice, the mandrel sticks out so far that it's over the edge, so you can't do 90 degrees without a 45-degree table adapter. It's like, what? And then they got, accessories and stuff. So like this one comes with a lap disc and a polish lap. A cut lap and a polish lap. Let's see. Oh, there you go. 8-inch. Wow. 3,000 grit. 15 bucks. I get the 6-inch ones because that's what fits my machine. But I got a 3,000. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Might as well use a you can just go straight from the 1,000 grit right up to 3,000 grit on the polished lap. I want to say I do 5,000 or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe it's 8,000. 8,000 on my polished lap. Oop. Yeah, they've got different mandrels you can buy and stick on them. But see, these machines, they're the ones that make those stones that I showed you, where the meet points don't meet up right. Ultratech is more competition grade. I know too much talking. Build the world's first ion propulsion system. I'm thinking about it. I'm not wasting it on you. I'm wasting it on no, like nothing. I'm wasting it on replaying Skyrim for the 3rd time. That's what I'm wasting it on. Actually, that's a shift for us, Neon. I'm trying to do like 3 things at least. All the time. One of the things is I'm trying to build a clothes folding machine. Now I got requirements, and that's how we start. Because you can drive your imagination wild, but let's start with our requirements. There's the Foldymate. Let me show you that. So the Foldymate, it takes your clothes in, folds them, and then they come out the bottom. Right? Makes sense. But there's a reason it hasn't taken off. And the reason is because you've still got to... Like, I want the ball of laundry in the hamper. I take that ball. Don't drop any socks. Shove it in the washing machine. Beep. Take that ball out. Shove that ball in the dryer. Take that ball out and goes in to the clothes basket, and then I gotta fold it. So in order to get it to the folding mate, I've got to select one article of clothing, orient it, then feed it into the folding mate. It's a lot of work. Still doing basically the same amount of work, and it's slow. The folding mate, it's faster if I just go and they're folded enough for me. But here's where I am. So I'm looking at it solution wise, because I got the requirement. I want to take the ball of laundry out of the dryer, put it in probably the top of the folding machine, and out comes the clothes. And it can't be the size of a 5-story skyscraper. It needs to be able to fit through a 36-inch front door so that people can buy it. And it needs to be able to be hauled in the back of a truck, like somebody's, F-150. So that's about where we are with size. And from that size, we've got budget. Can't cost 10 grand. People can't afford to, they'll wait and let somebody else try it first. And it could be 10 grand if you're going to try and sell one to a laundromat. But laundromats are where poor people go to begin with. So the laundromat's trying to keep costs down. It's like we were talking about businesses that you could start. One of the cheap businesses that people try to get into is a laundromat. So it's a hard sell to sell a folding machine to a laundromat. Our best customer is going to be people with disposable income. Like dual income, no kids' houses, that kind of stuff. People who need time, because time is so valuable. So let's say it's a $5,000 machine to start with. Retail. It's going to wholesale for less than that, but the standard rule for retail is double. And that means that if it's $5,000 to the consumer, it's going to be half that to Sears or Walmart or whoever's selling it, And so that means our cost for us to manufacture it is going to be $1,250 in terms of parts and labor and getting it out the door down the road. $1,250 each. That's what we got to work with. Can we put cameras and processing chips in a $1,200 machine? Because when I was working on airbag modules, I was at TRW, and they burn their own processing chips. They'll buy a General Texas Instruments brand processor chip. They buy a lot of them. And then they have to put it in the machine, and it will short circuit some of the legs to open different circuits up, and then make the chip into whatever style gates, AND gates, NAND gates, OR gates, and basically make their own processor. And even at that rate, they were still spending $90 a chip before burning them. So I'm looking at this folding machine, like practically, it has to be stupid. It can't be a smart machine. It can't have cameras. There's one thing that's dirt cheap, brother. IR sensors. They are cheap. Infrared sensors, I mean, you can get, so you put your hand under the sink and it comes on automatically. It's basically a remote control. It's a TV remote control. It's like, I guess it doesn't show, but there's a little light in here that blinks. And then your TV's got the other side, right? It sees the blink, the infrared blink. So it's just a light, but it's too bright for you to see. Now what they do in the sink is they'll take the TV, the receptacle light, and this light, and they put them close together. And this one blinks bounces off your hand and goes back to this one and senses, oh, I see the light. So the reflection of the light off of your hand is what kicks it on. And so I'm thinking about that kind of stuff. Those are affordable. Right there. The emitter and the sensor. So here I'm at 2 stages of progress with the folding machine. And once I get it designed, I have to build the prototype. Then we have to take it to market. It's gonna be a thing. But anyways, I'm trying to do something great here. Even if I don't get rich, I'll make this folding machine. So I decided this ball of laundry, when we put it in the machine, however we put it in, it's going to use a spinning drum to hook each piece of laundry, and the spinning action pulls the laundry out of the other piece of laundry and sets it, and it builds a stack. So every piece of laundry is separated. Now it doesn't have to address the ball anymore. It's separated the ball, and now the stack can be addressed, and each piece of clothing can be addressed separately. That's one part of the process. So at that point, I've noticed, and I can do that, like close my eyes, just pull out the pile of laundry, and then I got a stack. Done. It's quicker that way too. So at that point, there's basically 3 things that I do. I scan the first piece of laundry. I scan it and find a spot to grab it. And I grab it. Now I don't have to scan it. I can just grab it and pick it up. But then, the second problem, I scan it again and find a spot to grab it. Then I grab it from there, and if needed, I re-grab, and it's oriented. From there, you can just swing it or blow air on it, and it will straighten out. And then it's ready for the Foldy-Mates portion of the program. Now, one of the things I was thinking is that as my piece of laundry layer is sitting there, it's got lumps. And I had this idea for like a drum full of little umbrella heads. That not grabbers, but like an umbrella head that would pop open. Because we got to think about people's clothes. We don't want them to get torn. That'd suck. Which happens. I've had a couple of shirts get caught in the dryer, and it sucks. But I didn't sue the company. It's like, oh shit. Should dry them on the clothesline like the old-fashioned way or something. I don't know. I still use the dryer. But these umbrella heads, if they had an IR sensor on them, and then the rest of the chamber is bathed by the emitter, then when the little end goes in there, it can open up and fluff the clothing. So I spin and go across the top of the layer and try to open it, try to grab it that way. Try to fluff it. Maybe it could pop it and then blow air in there to try and blow the clothing up. I don't know. The thing about blowing air is you gotta be able to have like a fan. Fans are cheap. Fans are pretty cheap. You can get all kinds of fans. It's like a leaf blower. PCB companies print any chip you can design for like $15. Well, I wonder about that though, Neons, because these are airbags, and they have to legally, in America, log each stage of the airbag module's progress through the manufacturing process. So they'll take the board, and it gets populated with the surface mount components. Next stage, that gets soldered. Next stage, test points. Test the circuits. They all math out. Okay, progress. Now that serial number and that past test and its results have to be logged, and they had this big data center out back that they'd store it all in for 10 years. And it goes to the next one, next circuits, so it's about liability, I guess. So maybe that had something to do with the money. Go with IR. Ultrasound. Well, I don't know. That might work. Might be ideal. The idea was like the umbrella head opening up. What's going to cause it to open up? And we can't use tension. Tension sensors are finicky. So you'd have it open up when it's not supposed to, or it wouldn't open up when it is supposed to, depending on the daintiness of the garment. And so if we have infrared, then I mean, I guess the color of the garment might affect it too. I don't know, that kind of gets back to prototyping. It's going to be kind of expensive to prototype this fucker. I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably take maybe an over and under. You know, like a double stack washer and dryer system. And skin that and maybe cover it. I'd cover it with sheet steel, or I could get aluminum on a roll. It's a prototype, right? It just has to work and show proof of concept. And then I got to be able to get a manufacturer to agree to give me money for how great it is, as they do all the hard work. I don't know. Electronics will be the cheapest part. Manufacturing of the shell is likely to be the most expensive. You're right about that. Vending machines. Old dude beat me to it. Every spot I scouted, he took. Aw, that sucks. I guess he was trying to plan for his retirement. That sucks. I was gonna invest in a couple of houses, like try and flip the houses, and this is before the housing market crash of 2008. Housing was a great investment. Now, I do construction. I was gonna try and flip a couple of houses, but I wasn't like regularly constructing back then. I was working on, let's see, this is the year before the airbag modules. I was working on engine control modules. I worked in the software department, but I was the hardware guy. So they'd come back and they'd ask me to modify some, piece of equipment or something like that. And then I would have to get out my Dremel and cut it and then solder a little board in, or a sensor or something like that. Yeah, that was the year. Anyways, I was trying to do these houses, and every house they showed me that I was like, all right, I'll make an offer. They were like, it just went off the market. A waste of my time. It was like they were using me to verify that it was a good investment, and I'm like, what? It's a bunch of nonsense. with sound, emulate echolocation to gauge distance. Sonar sensor. What are they charging? $10 for 5? Yeah, that's cheap enough. This is what I'm thinking. Because the other problem is trying to figure out just exactly what kind of method we're gonna do for changing from clothing piece to clothing piece. Like, do we have to put all shirts in and then all socks in? Or is the machine gonna be able to differentiate? This is a sock. This is a pant leg. This is a sleeve cuff. Honestly, though, sometimes I don't even fold my clothes. What are we doing? Machine learning to differentiate between articles. It's going to ramp up computational power needs. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to... I'm setting the bar pretty high. Imagine if we could do it all like a washing machine. Timers and servo valves. Or a dryer. Just a friggin' gas valve. Just a flamethrower and a drum that spins. That's ridiculous. They sell them for so much money. The basic thing does the job, and then they add all these computers and they add the fancy sounds, and you know, it plays the overture of 1849 or the Styx cover band album if you want to program it in to do that. My cell phone plays the Jetsons doorbell when someone calls me. That's interesting though, Neons. I'm gonna write that one down. You're pretty smart. What are you doing in a YouTube chat? It's It's the ladies, right? It's because I got this Forsworn armor on Braylon. I don't even know how to say your name. But I know how to rub you right. Ah, that sucks. Written by Python to run a Raspberry. That would be cool if we could run it on a Raspberry Pi. That is a good consideration, because maybe I also ask myself that, has technology advanced enough and gotten cheap enough that we could use computer imaging and processing? Maybe. I mean, 20 years ago, the Raspberry Pi wasn't nearly as...
This place. It feels like we're being watched.
It's a simple job, Drennan. We get in, we steal the lexicon, we leave. Don't get jumpy.
If you two cannot handle this, we can find others to hire.
Enough. Their services will be more than adequate. Let us continue.
Red ghosts. It can be done on a laptop. I can do it embedded. I think this clothes folding machine is a good use of my time.
Indeed. Avanchenzell is as much a library as it is a city.
That's
Built
impressive.
to hold the vast memories of the dweller.
It's burning up. Those dang foot massagers are... Oh, that's a heated foot massager. Yeah, I think, you know, the clothes folding machine's a useful use of my time. I was thinking about trying to solve some medical problems. There's a lot involved with that. It's like, which medical problem? I mean, I get asked to do a lot of things. One of the things I'm not that able to do is fix people. There's a lot involved with fixing people. And I'm not talking about like mental problems or medicine. I'm talking about, well, I mean, medicine is kind of part of it. I'm not talking about like fixing their emotions. I'm talking about fixing them physically. When somebody's like, ow, I broke my arm. Imagine if we could just ray gun their arm and then it's back together and they're out playing sports again that afternoon. Gotta dream big. Psychological fixing? Yeah, I don't know. You're probably doing alright. It's emotional control. Sometimes I get angry when anger doesn't serve me well. It frustrated with this or that. Like that topaz. Swearing at it didn't help. I'll tell you what swearing at it did do. It vented off my jitters. I was like trying to focus and it's not working out. And then I'm like, all right, what's going on? And I'm trying to like frantically think. Like, okay, this. And my brain starts to get hot because of the extra processing power. And it's a flash of a second, you know. And then I'm like, all right, we gotta vent off this energy, this extra energy in the brain that's distracting. Because it's like, imagine 10 people telling you something at the same time. And so you just start punching them in the face until you're down to one. Then you can focus again. It's not the best example, but... Where do you get your straw from? Not that I need it. My stewards built my beds. Like, I haven't seen straw in this game in nigh on for a million years. Analogy was scary accurate. I know, right? Yeah, it's just kind of like, let's say that I'm scrolling, because I do that too. I'm so tired, Neons. I spent all day yesterday scrolling on social media, and I still haven't found love or money. I'm gonna make that joke work. That joke is funny, and I'm gonna make it work someday. Gonna be funny enough to make people laugh at it. But anyway, I'll be scrolling and I'll see something that'll rile me up, and then that's what social media profits from, is getting engagement, and then they go to advertisers like Nike and Coca-Cola and say, check out our engagement graph. We get more and more people watching and engaging every year. And then you can get your product in front of their eyeballs for a fee. And so, whether it touches you in a good way or in an angry way, it's like that rush of adrenaline, and I think that's why a lot of us scroll. I'm trying to scroll to see what my friends are up to, but it's like friend, sponsored post, advertisement, suggested follower, these are more friends, this is an advertisement, suggested follower, here's your friend, add these friends. It's like every 5th or 10th post is something my friends post, and I guess my friends don't post often enough. Some of them do. They'll post, 10 times a day or whatever. But how many linear feet do you scroll per day? And how many linear feet of content do you post on a scrollable feed? And so if I get worked up like that, I take that as a chance to exercise. I might not be the strongest man out there, but I'm getting beefy. Polygon, that's a great... That's a good one. I try to boil down some of my simple jokes. I try to get them down really small, and then you can fit them in other places. Like how some people think that the lower urinal is for shorter men, but it's actually for longer men. It's a pretty solid joke. If someone honks at me, I honk back longer so they know I'm more upset. It's a pretty solid joke. With their code the night before last, and they gave me a lecture about consent. Except they called me a racist for saying Polygon wants a cracker? Wait, really? Race? I'm surprised they didn't call you a narcissist. That might have been too many syllables. Yeah, I got blocked from somebody that, well, I blocked them first, but then they blocked me back. But it was a stopgap. It was an e-stop button. Because, it's quite the situation. Quite the fucking situation. There's probably a lot more to it than I want to remember. But basically, I knew the people, and they were going through a thing where they kind of, asked me to be part of a three-way. Not a three-way sexual thing. A three-way relationship. And I was like, nah, I can't do that. And they were like, well, I'm not going to break up with so-and-so, the person who's living with them. And I'm like, well, I didn't mean for you to. Just, I couldn't do a three relationship type thing. And here's where it gets me. You're gonna be on my side right now. They were living with this person, but they wanted to go on dates with me on Saturdays. Saturday night will be our date night. And sucks being lonely. Anyways, we went to dinner a couple times to chat, and afterwards she would take the leftovers home to you-know-who. And this is where I win you over. Didn't want to have sex with me. None of that kind of stuff. Yet. Gotta get to know each other. But it's okay if I still have sex with so-and-so, right? And I'm like, no, I don't think this is for us. But she's like, well, think about it, and we'll talk about it some more. So we fast forward to the situation where cops were called, not on me, but on the living situation, and Mr. was boof, because it was her place, right? Her little studio place, and he was staying with her, and she was complaining about the typical things, like he only works long enough to afford his weed, his soda pop, and his gas, and he doesn't even help out with food. That was her complaint. I don't know the details, but she was having trouble with rent, and that. I friggin' hate getting to know people. I mean that tongue-in-cheek, but anyways, so he was, and then she was like feeling alone, and she was going through some mental situations, and I went and took her some food, something, I don't know, something like that. And anyways, talking, and she's having like a mental breakdown, and I'm just trying to be supportive, and that was all great and fine. Calmed her down. Everything was great. She goes, sleep. The next day, it was a late night, so the next day it kind of dissolved, and then it was the next, like, morning, like a day later, because she was gonna go, like, get her medication or something like that, and that was her next day. But then the following morning, I'm, like, talking to her on chats, and she said something about we, and I was like, we? Who's we? And she's like, the collective that is us. That is protecting her. And basically she was talking about having multiple personalities, and it was very unusual. Very unusual. Nothing like the previous year and a half that I had known her. And I said, because it's early, I'm waking up, dude. And I'm like, what? That's not normal. Snap out of it, Marie. And I don't know, she said something and started getting upset and typing, and I was like, stopgap, block, I'm gonna talk to you in person. But next time I saw her in person, she was like, I went over and sat down next to her to talk to her, and she's like, I'm not ready to talk yet. I was like, okay. So then I see her like a week later, and she's like, hey, stranger. Like, because the way that, but it was, I don't know, it's kind of weird, and I was like beelining to where I'm going, and I'm like, oh. And so I didn't sit down and talk to her because I was on my way to go perform. This is stand-up comedy. You'll meet the weirdest people in stand-up. That's where all the people with mental health problems go, unfortunately. Like every so often you'll see a new comic come up and make the trope joke of, I can't afford therapy, so I decided to do stand-up. I've heard that joke like 50 times from different people. And then I saw her like the third time, and she didn't want to talk to me, and so I don't know. I don't know whatever happened with all that. It's just a wild situation. Spent enough time around him to be a racist. Actually, narcissist sounds like something from Morrowind. Die, you narcissist. Because they come from Narcissa. That sounds identical to my last relationship-ish. Triangulationship. Wouldn't agree to an open relationship. Brought her food, and then got swamped by cops. Whoa. You know, they say there's other fish in the sea, but not all fish taste the same. I'll lick a fish till it flops. That's a terrible joke. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But it's not. You know exactly what I mean. So stupid. Something tells me I should probably go all the way down to the bottom. Oh, that's where we come out. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Take that. No, I don't want a freeway. Well, maybe if it was a couple of ladies, you know, it'd be a little different. That was another thing, is that I had someone to talk about a three-way with a man who's becoming a woman. Still not enough. The way I describe it, Neons, is that, like, and it's kind of the stupidest way, but it's basil. It's basil. It's based. I know I'm into girls over guys because the guys, like, the girls' locker room is like strangely intriguing smelling, and the guys' locker room makes me angry and want to punch people. Does that make sense? Or does that make me a narcissist? A racist? Other fish in the sea. This one is too resentful to go fishing again. You'll get your appetite up. Boy, wouldn't that be a three-way. So who am I? I'll be the ribeye. Thinking about a religion. I'm gonna be a priest for a religion that surrounds. Thinking about starting a religion where we worship different types of meat. And people will ask me for, I don't know, there's got to be an in-between, but then I'll be the ribeye. Gotcha. That was good timing. I couldn't have timed that any better. It was nice going to dinner with somebody. It was just bogus that she goes home to someone else. And what, am I supposed to just be okay with a hug? That's not satisfying. I need there was a comedian who had a hilarious bit. It was so relatable because of the truth in it. He said that women don't really want to have sex because they have one egg and it's just relaxing there. It's got plenty of room. It's got, you know, once a month they have one egg that has a little bit of needs. But meanwhile, guys want to have sex every day because our balls are swollen and full. It's like the Holocaust. Everybody's trying to get out. They just need room. There's no room left. We got to get out of here. I mean, I butchered the bit, but you get the concept. And it kind of makes sense. I'm looking. I mean, foreplay. I'm looking for orgasms. That's what I want.
Why are all these metal things ignoring us?
Avanchenzell is waiting.
Waiting for what?
No one seems to know. Perhaps the return of the Dwemer. Perhaps the end of the world.
Best get rid of the ones we see, just in case.
What about these 42 million spermazoas? And they all want out. That's part of the problem, is that they're like, that's what blue balls are. It's like you get extra blood flowing and everything gets ready and they're like, all right, let's line up at the door. then the door never opens. Just gonna retire after that one. That one's a good one. Man. That's entirely understandable. I mean, it's that drive. That's why people spend money on Playboy and OnlyFans and Pornhub and YouPorn and PornTube and TubeHub, X-Hamster. Trying to think of all the other ones. What was the early porn sites? German Goo Girls. The original SquirtQueen.com. That was one of my favorites.
We are thieves, you fool. We're stealing the cube.
And yet none of us can pick a damn lock.
I can. I picked this one. Don't forget XN, XX, X videos, RedTube, TNA. Hey, Brazzers is top-notch stuff. How many are... See, you're not done dating. You just need to get into stand-up comedy. Before you know it, you'll meet all kinds of ladies that need some neon lighting.
I'm right behind you. I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
You could be a pawnbroker if you don't sell yourself short. Oh, that's a glass helmet. Okay.
You lead. I'll follow.
She keeps churning that invisible butter churn. I think it's kind of cool. And that's a lot. You gotta check them all too, because there might be some porn that you haven't seen yet. Oh man, now that's aging myself there. I am so old that the first porn that I bought was a VHS tape. I was 18. I was like, I'm gonna buy a tape. I didn't have the internet. I mean, I had seen stuff on the internet, but I didn't have it. I didn't have a computer until I was 20.
This place is huge.
It is large indeed. I did not anticipate a Vanshenzel's size or the time needed to uncover the entrance. A few hours sleep and we should be ready to continue through.
Maybe we should turn back. I don't want to sleep here.
Drennan, you do understand that the lexicon at the bottom of this place holds the accumulated memories of centuries of Dwemer.
Not to mention our pay.
So?
So we're not turning back, you fool.
Besides, you're not scared of a few sleeping metal men, are you, Drennan?
I'd be sleeping light, that's for sure. You know what's gonna happen, Neons, is we're gonna develop some sonar clothes folding machines. And then we're gonna be asked, nay, invited cordially to participate in some OnlyFans content creation. That's what's gonna happen. My problem is that when I get an DM like that, I'm like, all right, where's the grift? There have been a couple of ladies. Good ones. They're not all bad. The way I see it is maybe a lot of them get taken advantage of early, and they're just dealing with that. But then again, there are bad people, and that includes women sometimes. Yeet. Only for, oh dude, you just came up with a name for the machine. An invisible mortar and pestle, sort of. Scottish female comic. How depressing Scottish porn is. Big hairy... That reminds me of Donna Moran. She's got a bit about... She lived in New York and she moved to Oregon. And she's like, people out here are looking for Bigfoot. And all you have to do is open up a dating app, and there he is. Big, hairy, pictures are out of focus. I don't know, she's got more to it than that, but it's some funny stuff. I can make a fire with these 2 sticks. And she's got a callback. She went to the doctor's office. I can start his heart with these 2 sticks. Foot finder for Sasquatch. I got some Bigfoot jokes, and I don't know why, other than Colette's amazing, but she's always asking me to tell those Bigfoot jokes. I don't even remember most of them. And I should, because they're a fan favorite, apparently. I think I can search for them. Bigfoot's feet are so big, that when he wears shoes, he gets a Paul Bunyan. That's not it, though. I found my golf joke. I like golf. Get to drive a cart. Get to hit things with sticks. And you get to wash your balls and smack them around. There's one of them, but where's the whole list of them? Yeah, we'll just type in... apparently I labeled some of them. Is that the only one of those? Let's see. What kind of sport does Bigfoot play? Not football. Sasquatch. What kind of vegetable does Bigfoot grow? Sasquatch. What do you call a donkey with big feet? Asquatch. What do you call a hippie Bigfoot? What do you call a Bigfoot? What do you call Bigfoot when he's at Woodstock? Grass squatch. What do you call Bigfoot's angry sister? Sassy squatch. What kind of VD... oh no, what do you call Bigfoot's sister? Sisquatch. What do you call a female Bigfoot? Sassy squatch. What kind of VD do Bigfoots get? Sasquatch. It's probably the funniest one. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Man, a lot of these jokes are so dumb. What's the cover charge for Jack's Beanstalk? The fee-fi-fo-fum fee. Why couldn't Jack play football? 'Cause he would fee-fi-fo-fumble. Gee whiz. Which streaming service do squirrels watch? Netflix. You can also find me on OnlyFans at Netflix. I don't want to go to the movies. I can't handle all the theater. I tried to join a symphony, but I couldn't handle the random acts of violence. A foot finder profile for Sasquatch. Oh hell yeah, if I ever make it down that far, I will definitely do that, man. That would be awesome. I'm pretty good when I do my good jokes. I perform on stage. You know what I haven't done in a while is my microphone joke. I get up on stage and you have to stay natural, so it's not. I have to stay natural so it doesn't seem performed, because I try to do new jokes so that way they seem fresh. And I'll get up on stage and say I'm a little nervous on stage, so I have to do certain things like hold the microphone up to my face. The problem is I'm not used to having something this shape so close to my mouth. That usually gets a crack, and then I tell people my name's Jacob, I'm a nice guy, I try to be a nice guy. Like when I go to the bar and order a drink, I order a consensual sex on the beach. Or when I go to the strip club, I take my clothes off too, so the women feel comfortable. And when I climax to an OnlyFans, I send the actress a DM in the morning thanking her for the experience. So I'm a gentleman like that. Speaking of being single, I recently used a bidet for the first time. And I've deleted my dating apps. Honestly, I've never felt so clean and so dirty. And I know they're powerful because they got a knob to adjust them. But they need to label the settings. Because the first one, it's like you're taking it easy on each other, you know? It's first one is gentle. You're taking it easy on each other because it's your first time. That second setting, bam, prison shower. I don't know what the third setting's for, maybe yoga instructors or something, but that fourth setting is definitely for Pride Month. Yeah, after you just got your your consent speech. That's perfect timing. They're not even dad jokes, they're absent father jokes. That's a good one. So here's where I am with the neons. I can keep that going for about 10 solid minutes. But at that point, people get tired. They need to look at their phone. So what I'm trying to do is put a story in there as a placeholder, and then come back out of it and do another 10 minutes of rolls. Like my new bit, I probably told you my bit about health insurance. It's not that solid yet, but like I met this girl and she called me, she said, wow, I screwed this one up. I met this girl and she said I'm empathetic, but the M was silent. I was like, are you on medication? Because it sounds like you should be, especially since you came to a comedy show. But that's alright, because laughter's the best medicine. And she said I look young for my age. I said freckles are camouflage for age lines. And I actually kind of like getting older. Because now I can tell people, or now I can use the excuse that I'm set in my ways, and dealing with me is an old-fashioned experience. Which reminds me, getting older, people talk to me about, I need the transition here, another thing about getting older is health insurance. Thinking about health, I don't know, something about health insurance anyways. People tend to ask me too, they're like, Jacob, you do construction, what kind of health insurance do you have? Like, I don't know, cautionary? Because I don't have health insurance on purpose. It's a strategy, right? It's deliberate. That way, if I go to the doctor, they won't try to upsell me. And I actually did get a part-time job, so now I've got part-time health insurance, but it only works on part-time doctors. And so I went to see the doctor, and he tells me things like, no red meat. I'm like, that's all right, I cook it till it's brown. And he said, you need to go to the proctologist. I said, that's a good idea. I lost some keys the other day. Maybe you can help me out. And he said, No, I miss this part. I don't like going to the doctor, but as they say, 2 brains are better than mine. And he says to me, you need to stop procrastinating and go to the gym. And that's when my girlfriend said, I keep telling him to stop skipping leg day. I said, you need to start skipping lip day. So now I'm single and I'm just gonna go sit in the Lost and Found. You can find me on OnlyFans at Lollygagging. I try to do a new OnlyFans for the end of each set, and I try to have it be a callback. It's a great way to end. Like, if you like these jokes, you can find me on YouTube at Iowa Jacob, or you can find me on OnlyFans at Lawrence of Alabia. Thank you. I appreciate that. You'll find that as you go along. Some of them are stage worthy, and some of them don't work. You gotta kind of smell the road too. The insurance one, I mean, well, think of like a bar. I'll go to a bar, and people don't go to the bar for the comedy show unless it's like advertised. They want to go to a comedy club or a theater for a comedy show, but they go to a bar to drink and talk to their friends. But if I can go to a bar with an open mic and I can get people to quiet down and pay attention, I know I've got a good topic. And that happened with my insurance bit when I did it last Thursday. I got people to like quiet down and start paying attention, and that was pretty cool. Wish I was that compelling with my YouTube. This, I do not put any effort into this. This is not meant to be anything more than a way for Colette to stop by when she wants to chat. It's basically me hanging out on the front porch, playing my video games. Occasionally we have a win, like with that Grand Theft Auto.
Things were sleeping.
You said they were sleeping. I said they were waiting. It seems a few of them were waiting for someone to try to take the lexicon.
Great.
There's only 2 of them. Where's the one that made it out alive? I think a lot of people pay attention during the bidet bit because a lot of people haven't tried a bidet, but everyone wants to. Kind of secretly wants to try. I don't know. It just seems like it'd be too wet. Which is backwards because typically I like to take a shower afterwards. That's usually what I, take a dump, take a shower. Alright, who's got... Who's got beef? You? You? Made the mistake of Googling Lawrence of Alabia. Old man, so I turned safe search off. Big mistake. Lawrence of Arabia. Bidets be commonplace if they were marketed as bougie. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny, man. You could do that one on stage. You could be like, I think the problem with bidet is marketing. It's because nobody wants to say the word bidet. It's one of those words you have to say with your hand. You know, like bistro, or salon, or lawyer. That's an old joke. What did I say? Nobody goes. It was about haircuts. Guys don't want to get. Guys want to get their haircut at a barber. They don't want to go to a salon. A salon is fancy. A salon is a word you have to say with your hand, like bistro. I had another one. Something. Bistro. Bistro. Or lawyer. Bodega.
I can't do this. We shouldn't be here. I'm sorry.
Drennan!
Let the field mouse run. Your pay will be double.
Double?
My pay will be nothing if we die in here.
Calm yourself, Brea. We are closing in on the lexicon. I can feel it calling. We'll continue without Brea.
Bodega. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Bodega, that's a city word. Sounds like I have to throw up a gang sign when I say it.
Can you hear the lexicon calling out?
Okay, that would be a joke in itself. You could say salon is a word you have to say with your hand, like bistro or bodega or lawyer. That one's funny. That one I'm gonna try that out on Thursday. I'll let you know how it goes. Or bodega. I should do some actual gang sign. Bodega. Like you have to say with your hand, like bistro. Bodega. Bodega. Bistro. Bodega. Lawyer. Yeah, I think that would actually work.
Sure.
So we grab it and we get out, right?
Once we have the lexicon, we'll need to take it to its podium. I know what to do from there. Soon the lexicon's knowledge will be mine.
Ours. Soon the lexicon's knowledge will be ours.
Of course.
Whoa, listen to the music. It's getting bigger. I gotta write it down though. And signs. Hand signs joke. I'm beginning to believe AI was programmed by Bethesda. I haven't written any good jokes in a while. Alliteration. Gas station or convenience store is a bodega to bougie bitches. Ah, there you go. Gas station. Bodega. That's the same number of syllables. If you want to sound smarter, you say convenience store. Convenience store. The word 12 is 1.5 syllables. 12. A sequence of words begin the same letter or syllable. Give me an example. Can you use it in a sentence? It depends on who's doing the sentencing and where I'll be serving out my... Can you use it in a sentence? Depends on where I'll be serving the sentence. There you go. Something kind of like that.
Come on, quickly.
Something doesn't feel right. Wait!
But they didn't wait. We're gonna come back for that. Don't walk into it. Alright, we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Watches the roots. He should have watched more than the roots. Band. Big booty bougie. Brazilian brazzer bitches by the boat. That's funny. Oh darn it. She's never gonna make it, is she? She keeps getting beat up on the way down. Freaking lawnmower. Three times the snack damage. Gotcha. Hey, you made it. Brea. Where do I know that name from? We returned it, but is that it? This is a mission where we put it back. I guess that's cool. That's cool. One less thing in my inventory. It's fine. Just leave the fancy thing where it is. Nobody cares. Somebody else can steal it someday. Not my problem anymore. Wish there was a Numidium boss fight. Numidium? That sounds like a type of medication. Oh, okay, big ass dwarven mech. Okay, yeah, that'd be like a giant, like as big as this thing fight, you know, or something. You know what would be cool is if we were fighting the fucking building. If the building had all these different ways to attack us, we're inside the thing that we're fighting. That would be wild. But scaled up by an order of magnitudes. Okay. Yeah, and we've got to like open the door and get inside of them, and then they're like, we're fighting them from the inside. That would be wild. The building is alive. And we're giving it indigestion. Does that make us bacteria? You can call me cancer. Tennessee. I want to say I knew a comic that moved down that way, but I think he moved down there and then he moved to Austin, Texas after that. He's doing pretty good. I expect him to get big if he sticks with it. He's young, 20-something. He's got dreams of being a big famous comedian. I never really had that dream of being famous. Comes with a whole new set of have-to-dos. Not that I wouldn't like it. I think I more like the money that comes with it than anything. Not really the money so much as the freedom, the time. Being able to spend time and not feel the stress. You know what it is? It's the stress relief. That's what it is. I want the stress relief that comes with fortune. Or some kind of relief. Yeah. Powered by the heart of Lorcan. Lorcan. Were you here when we were playing Morrowind and we wound up finding that guy? He was like deep in the mountain. He was the last remaining Dwemer. Is that it? We're done? We don't even have to follow up with her, huh? She's probably not even there. She's like, I'm free. No, not Dagathur. Maybe it was. I can't even remember. Let's see. Morrowind. Dwemer. Yagrum Bargum. Yagrum Bagarn. The last known living Dwemer, living in the Corpusarium under Telfry. Meet him in the main quest when you must collect the Dwemer something or other. You may consult him as you try to solve the mystery of the dwarves. In the distant past, he was a master crafter in the service of Chief Tonal Architect, Lord Kragranak. Survived the disappearance of the dwarves and has been searching for his people since. When he returned to Red Mountain, he contracted the Corpus disease. Eventually crossed paths with Divavaith Fire, who restored him to his senses and made several attempts to cure his affliction. None succeeded. He continues to have faith that Divavaith will discover a cure. If you consult him about the disappearance of the dwarves, present you with few theories. Will be able to enlighten you further if you bring him the books. The Egg of Time. If you take in the Egg of Time, he says, not seen this book before, reinforces my theories. Find books like this, bring them to me. And if you provide him divine metaphysics, refresh my memory, I can explain. Dwemer were not unified in their thinking. Kragranak and his tonal architects, among them other person, believed they could improve the Dwemer race. Others argued that the attempt would be too great a risk. The war with Nerevar and the Dunmer may have led Kragranak to carry out his experiments prematurely. This book argues that nothing disastrous could result. The disappearance of my race argues otherwise. My only consolation is each day to mock the gods who destroyed my race and condemn me to this bleak existence. Okay. Mystery of the Dwarves. Yeah, they were doing, there was like some kind of big experiment, and they might have all disappeared from that. Or maybe it was a Daedric thing that caused them to disappear. I don't know. Numidium is the giant golem, nicknamed the Brass Tower. Wait a minute. Are you talking about Liberty Prime? What? Oh man, what does he say? What does he say? Liberty Prime quotes. Democracy is non-negotiable. Communism is the definition of failure. We will not fear the Red Menace. Communism is a setback on the road to freedom. Embrace democracy or you will be eradicated. It's funny stuff. I gotta look this up. Maybe. Daggerfall. Okay, dang. It's a freaking big one. It is the building. That's the building with a face on it. Sheesh. How would you fight that thing? And why does it have bones? And can I wear his armor? Oh, this shows, it's probably a mod, but it's the Numidium in Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, that's a freaking boss. That's your boss's boss. Tiber Septim used it before it was destroyed, supposedly rebuilt. Reference at the end of Daggerfall and throughout Morrowind. Essentially, they took the heart of a god, shoved it inside a machine they built, and called it a new god. The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. Winston Churchill. That's kind of funny. But I gotta say the best argument for democracy is don't tell me to don't. Don't tell me to don't. It's one of my favorite new jokes. Yeah, I wrote that like 6 months ago. Firearms stand next to importance to the Constitution itself. George Washington. Well, there's a reason they say that that one guy was the man that made all men equal. Not Remington. Who is that? Let's see. Were you here for the Diwali video? Because Google was failing me the other day, man. Google failed. Colt. Samuel Colt made all men equal. The Colt revolver, invented in the 1830s, allowed rapid consecutive firing without reloading. Helped level the playing field in personal defense and combat on frontier life, often cited to emphasize the gun's role as the great equalizer. The Colt revolver. Colt Steel, the great equalizer. Yeah, what was that? Diedrich Bader. Here you go. Diedrich Bader outsourced gun to Wally. Did not match any documents. That's Google. So I'm going to take that same thing and I'll post it in Bing. First result.
Hey, Charlie, are you letting your workers leave early today for Diwali?
You have to, man. This is huge for them. I love this time of year. Booze, fireworks, no laws against how you like to party. It's like spring break before MTV got a hold of it. Check out this little game changer. Whoa!
Happy Diwali, everybody! Are you crazy?
Relax. I'm pretty sure they're blanks.
Pretty sure?
Well, the box is in Russian.
That's a classic. Happy to I, everyone. Oh, I love historical quotes, yeah. I mean, if it's good enough to be quoted, it's definitely substantial. And correct. I mean, within a grain of salt. I like that show, Outsourced. But it was too edgy. Just too edgy. Yeah, it's a shame.
This city still reeks with the stench of the Stormcloaks. Makes me sick to my stomach. We're routed! Fall back!
What was that all about? Nice jugs. They didn't kill the blacksmith, did they? Supposed to take him some fire assaults. The last time they killed him and I had to reload. Like, who am I gonna sell fire assaults to?
Huh?
Yeah, George Washington's with Vladimir Lenin's. Well, I mean, there's truth to be said in a lot of things. It just kind of goes back to that whole Winston Churchill thing. Because the argument for and against democracy is both in letting people vote for themselves. Because I want to be able to vote for myself, but I don't know if I want other people voting for me too. But also, I don't trust experts. You know what, that's probably the best argument for democracy, is that experts aren't near as smart as we think we are. Corruption is the best argument for democracy. It's the best argument for term limits. I think we need to have more term limits.
Need something?
Are you the person that gave me the lexicon?
Need something?
You have any more lexicons?
Seeing as how Riften is home to the Thieves Guild, maybe we can work something out if you're in trouble with the law, for the right price. Don't
All
think
right.
you can barter with me like I'm one of those Stan's shopkeepers.
Well, that's... Okay, whatever.
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't help you much right now. I'm currently in mourning.
Dude, you got them huge-ass necklaces and fancy clothes. You're wearing a fur. You got a knotted-up beard. What are you mourning about?
It was my sister, Lilia. She served as a battle maiden with the Stormcloaks. We recently heard she'd been killed. I find it difficult to talk about. Perhaps you'd be better off speaking to my parents about it. Anyway, I'm glad my work at the Blackbriar Meadery keeps me busy. Helps me keep my mind off of things.
Tell me about your parents.
My father was a Stormcloak soldier in his younger days. Now he just walks the streets spewing his hatred and propaganda. My mother is the priestess of Talos. She tends to the shrine and teaches his ways. I'm just not so sure she's delivering the right message.
Are you at odds?
Don't mistake my political beliefs as a substitute for my family values. They're still my parents, and I love them dearly. I just think they've let my sister's death skew their outlook on Ulfric and what he really brings to the table with this war. I'm not so certain that Ulfric's intentions are as noble as they think. I think Ulfric cares about Ulfric, and the rest is a smokescreen. I'd appreciate if you kept my opinion between us. The last thing I want to do is have my parents lose another child.
Yeah. What do you know about mead? Is it good?
Yes, actually. I'm partnered with Maven Blackbriar. I put up a chunk of the gold she needed to get the place off the ground. We've been staggeringly successful so far. In fact, I'm almost surprised how quickly she's generated business for us. My name may not be on the label, but some of my blood, sweat, and tears are in every drop. Figuratively, of course.
That sounds tasty. You know, you try. I keep asking myself, when I vote, I'm like, man, I should run for a public office or something. But then I'm like, what good can I do? Kind of goes back to that same situation. Actually, what happens is I'm like, there's some people on this voting ballot that are going unopposed. Unopposed. All you gotta do is get on the ballot, and the next thing you know, you got a government job.
It's been good talking to you.
What's up, dude?
Trees. They're beautiful here. Reminds me of autumn at home.
Well, the tree elves. Alright. Maybe you should do that, Neons. Run for something local. Run for a local office. You could be coroner or treasurer. Coroner, they just
not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed.
They just go and say things like, oh, this person died, natural causes. Investigate.
You look new. I'm new too. I think we could be friends.
Well, that sounds creepy.
Citizen?
I was gonna do the companions thing, that's what it was. Gotta take Kaspilkus's sword. To Yorlin Firemane. Man, I would buy a sword from somebody named Firemane. I think he's got a red beard. Orland. This is something we're supposed to do at the beginning of the game, though, right?
What brings you here?
This sword here from Kaspilkus.
What brings you here? I'm guessing you're the newcomer then.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry too much about it. They were all whelps once. They just might not like to talk about it. And don't always just do what you're told. Nobody rules anybody in the companions.
Who's in charge, though?
Well, I'm not sure how they've managed it, but they have. No leader since Ysgramor. Kodlak is the Harbinger, and he's a sort of advisor for the whole group. But every man is his own. Every woman, her own.
Okay, are you a companion?
Not actually a companion myself, but none of them know how to work a forge properly, and I'm honored to serve them. My name is Yorlin Growmiez. I work the Skyforge. Best steel in all of Skyrim. All of Tamriel.
Alright.
Well, I'm not sure how... Kodlak is the Harbinger.
Okay.
And he's a sort of advisor for the... I have a favor to ask.
Oh.
I've been working on a shield for Aela. My wife is in mourning, and I need to get back to her soon. I'd be much obliged if you could take this to Aela for me.
Will do.
That's a good man.
Whole list of quotes written down. I tell you what you need to do, Neons, is pick one of them quotes and then put that on your political campaign. And before you know it, you'll be elected. Just remember to give me the kickbacks.
My brother Vilcus is a better talker than me. He should be around someplace.
Alright. Fart gas. Good old fart gas. You know what you should do is, when you get elected, make me a slush fund. I love slushies. My slush fund is always depleted. I want a blue raspberry slush fund. That's a pretty stupid joke there. Running for political office.
All these younglings scampering around.
Worried one of them is going to take your place?
Some of them might try, but that's not what I'm worried about.
What then?
That they might get themselves killed.
By you?
They should be so lucky.
What kind of weapon do you prefer? I like the smaller, quicker blade.
If you wish to hunt with me,
Is this guy a
your feet need to
vampire?
be quick and your eyes quicker.
You know I like hammering.
He kind of looks like it, but no, he's a werewolf.
I can get in and out before you
Ease need something?
I need some love and affection.
Ah, good. I've been waiting for this. Are you new here?
I told you, this is the whelp that Vilcus mentioned.
Ah, yes. I heard you gave him quite a thrashing.
Don't let Vilcus catch you saying that.
Do you think you could handle Vilcus in a real fight?
I have a axe made of amber. I can handle anything.
Ah, a man of action. Here, let's have Farkas show you where you'll be resting your head.
Farkas.
Did you call me?
Of course we did, Ice Brain. Show this new blood where the rest of the whelp sleep.
New blood? Oh, hello. I'm Farkas. Come, follow me.
I feel bad insulting him now.
Skjor and Ayala like to tease me, but they're good people. They challenge us to be our best. Nice to have a new face around. It gets boring here sometimes. I hope we keep you. This can be a rough life. The quarters are up here. Just pick a bed and fall in it when you're tired. Telma will keep the place clean. She always has. Alright, so here you are. Looks like the others are eager to meet you. Come to me or Ayala if you're looking for work. Once you've made a bit of a name for yourself, Skjor and Vilcus might have things for you to do. Good luck. Welcome to the Companions. By the way, if you're looking for something to do, we've gotten a letter about someone needing some muscle right here in Whiterun Hold. I don't know what the fight is about, and that's not our business anyway. I just need you to go out there, look tough, and scare this milk drinker into submission. No more than that. I don't want to hear about a killing, understand?
Okay.
Try not to get carried away. By the way, if you're looking for something to do...
Hi, ladies.
I'm still trying to figure out why Skjor let you in the first place.
It's my sexual prowess.
If the Circle vouches for you, I'm sworn to respect their judgment. That doesn't...
The only difference is whether it's past or present. Told to go into politics. Kind of crazy. I hate politics. It's work. It's work. Maybe that makes you more qualified to be a politician. Or not a politician, but an elected official. Politicians. Probably not really the same thing.
Let's just not be too obvious.
Don't like the partnership in America. Vote blue no matter who. Vote red or end up dead. This is blatant propaganda and we allow it. Yeah, there's that. But there's also, like, who do you vote for? I vote. I do. I go and I vote. I usually skip to the end and vote no on all the tax increases. It's hard though, because I mean, you can't just vote no. Sometimes you have to vote yes for the decrease. Because they weird them weird. They're weird. They word them weird. It's like, do you want to disavow the redaction of funds to be expanded to the allowance of, you know, and it's like, wait, am I saying yes, let them take money, or no?
Score says that I have the strength of Ysgramor, and my brother has his smarts.
Alright, one more.
You still need to prove yourself, Whelp.
Some people don't think I'm smart. Thinking I need to train some more.
First time. Regret my decision. Believe it was the lesser of two evils. Elect the statue of Lincoln. Redstone of Washington. I mean, with things getting as sexual as they are, that Washington Monument sure is looking like a good candidate. And you can find me on OnlyFans at Washington Monument. How funny would it be if President Lincoln was actually sitting on a bidet? He just had a bad case of mud butt.
You tried mercenary work?
I'm supposed to.
And vegetables are disappointing, Carlotta.
Life's hard enough with all these men propositioning me. But that bard is the worst.
Get a lot of attention from men? Or just boys?
You've got no idea. Half the men in Whiterun have proposed to me. Some were even single. They'll never understand. No amount of flowers or honeyed words are going to change my mind. Right now, all that matters is my daughter Mila. No man's going to get between me and my little girl.
Somebody giving you trouble?
That bard Mikhail is begging for a dagger up against his throat, the way he goes on about me. I heard him boasting at the Bannered Mare, saying he'll conquer me as a true Nord conquers any harsh beast. Huh!
I can talk to him.
If you want to try, go right ahead. I don't think anything will get through that thick skull of his, though.
What you selling?
Take a look.
Take a look. I gotta sell my skooma.
Fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
Oh, is that a separate quest? The Bard?
Come to chat with an old woman? My friend Maven and I. Have you met Maven in Riften? We know our place in this world. Know the place of others,
Oh,
too.
there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun
We're gonna let him sing the song.
And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed." And so then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal. And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
Hey!
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets them, they're got.
What?
There's a whole college up in Solitude where they teach the arts. Song, lute playing, poetry. I studied there myself. Had to leave over a misunderstanding with a head mistress. Well, more a misunderstanding with her husband.
Alright, well, let's not have that happen again, huh?
Carlotta put you up to this, didn't she? I'm sorry, but that fiery widow is mine. She just doesn't know it yet.
No. Stop this nonsense.
Maybe you're right. I guess I just didn't want anyone to think I couldn't handle one Nord lass. On my honor, I won't bother Carlotta ever again.
She's not one Nord lass.
Some parting advice? This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned.
Alright, we got that done.
Once was a hero.
Ripe fruit and fresh vegetables for sale. Straight
Right.
from the fields and orchards of Whiterun to your table. Fresh baked loaves, still warm from the oven.
He won't be bothering you no more.
Really? You convinced that lute player to stop chasing me? I'd thank the gods, but I'll settle for thanking you. Here's some coin for your help.
Oh, $600, dang.
Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
Am I supposed to fight this lady or what?
What do you need, my friend?
We ballin' and brawling.
You can't scare me into submission. Let's go. Come on.
I'm not afraid of you.
Yep. Whoa.
Even if you are my eldest,
Whoa.
take it. Fight back. Who taught you to fight? Keep those hands up.
Ouch. We're gonna yell at her.
Hey, what are you doing? Kill him!
I'm tired of your
Boost!
But I guess I'm not allowed to do that. Oops.
You can't scare me into submission.
What are you looking at?
Come
I'm
on.
not afraid of you. You know.
I'm getting out of here.
Somebody
Do
help!
something. Do something.
Drive that to the ground.
Only left-handed punches. Body shots. Body shots. Booty shots. Body shots.
You're tougher than you look. You got me fair and square. Fine. I'll take care of it. Just please leave me alone.
That was weird.
Dogs, elders. There's nobody I won't fight.
Why did we have to do that?
Cloud District very often. Oh, what am I saying?
course you don't.
That sounded like a task. Nothing.
Skjor, some people don't think I'm smart. Those people get my fist. But you, I like.
Alright.
I figured you had it in you. Nicely done. Skjor was looking for you earlier.
Okay.
Don't know. He just said he needed to talk to you before you do anything else. I don't like making him angry, but there is some work for you if you want it.
Alrighty. Alright. That's enough for one day. Morning. Yesterday. More later. You know, that kind of stuff. Hey, I think this was productive, Neons, because we made progress on that clothes folding machine. That sonar. Sound waving. Kind of like a depth finder. Depth finders are cheap. Because I had this idea. I put a backup camera on the front of my car. And that way when you shift into reverse, backup camera turns on. Shift out of reverse, backup camera shuts off, front camera turns on for 5 seconds. And I had this idea to maybe put like an infrared front camera. Then when you're driving down the road, you can see deer if they're coming up. Wouldn't work so much because, you know, like other cars are hot and street lights are hot, you know. But actually the problem is that infrared's kind of expensive. But, I don't know, that sonar is affordable. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes, man. Have yourself a good day. See you next time.